Good evening. You're watching the News at 6 with me, Ishan Russell. The News at 6 is all about the day's biggest developing stories, and we'll be filling in on them over the next half hour. But first, the headlines that we're tracking right now. Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari chairs the all-party meeting ahead of the budget session. Focus on developing consensus for smooth functioning of the House after 2 unproductive sessions. Haryana reels under violent protests for Jat reservations. A curfew imposed in 5 towns. Flag marches staged in many places. India and Nepal signed 9 agreements on power and connectivity after delegation-level talks. Nepalese Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli says recent misunderstandings no longer exist. Arunachal Pradesh gets a new government. New Chief Minister Kaliko Pul orders steps to ensure law and order in the state. And critical times for US presidential hopefuls Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Democrats to caucus in Nevada and Republicans go to polls for primary in South Carolina. A top story this evening, Rajya Sabha Chairman Mohammad Hamid Ansari held discussions with leaders of all parties of the upper house to discuss proceedings during the budget session of Parliament that begins on the 23rd of February. In the meeting that was attended by Prime Minister Modi and leaders of all political parties, the opposition demanded that a debate on the JNU row and the Rohit Vemula incident be held during the budget session. However, the two sides agreed to pass a bill without discussion in the Rajya Sabha. The bill pertains to the delimitation exercise in West Bengal to grant voting rights to people who came to India from Bangladeshi enclaves. The government had on Friday urged not to be a disruptive opposition to the opposition, stressing that dissent, disruption and disturbance should not dominate debate, discussion and decision.
जिन मुद्दों पे बात होनी थी, जिन बिलों पर चर्चा होनी थी, उन सभी पर चर्चा हुई है। बहुत सकारात्मक और बहुत रचनात्मक चर्चा हुई है और सभी ने इस बात को संकल्प लिया है, सभी ने इस बात का आश्वासन दिया है, सभी ने इस बात के लिए कहा है कि जो सत्र होगा वो सुचारू रूप से चलेगा, रचनात्मक रूप से चलेगा।
ऑन मेरिट जो भी बिल ज़रूरी होगा उस बिल को हम पास करने में ज़रूर मदद करेंगे। यूनिवर्सिटी JNU के अंदर, फिर कोर्ट के अंदर घटना हुई, फिर हैदराबाद यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर जो घटना हुई उन पे चर्चा होनी चाहिए। जो पिछली दफ़ा डिस्कस नहीं हुए हैं, जैसे प्राइस राइज नहीं हुआ है, जो किसानों की जो हालत इस दफ़ा हो रही है, आत्महत्या किसान कर रहे हैं, इन तमाम चीज़ों पर भी चर्चा होनी चाहिए।
After the meeting also, I raised this issue with the Prime Minister informally. I did raise the issue in the last meeting in your presence under your chairmanship. Now I am raising this. What government is doing is not acceptable, and this witch hunt cannot go on in JNU campus, and cases must be withdrawn.
हम चाहते हैं कि सभी इशू डिस्कस हो, और जैसे कि JNU का इशू है, किसान का आत्महत्या हो रहा है, सारे इशू डिस्कस किया जाए। साथों साथ जो गवर्नमेंट बिजनेस है वो भी ट्रांजैक्ट हो। जी जी, मतलब जितने बिल पेंडिंग है, जी अभी 54 बिल्स पेंडिंग है, जी जी जी, इसमें से जो अहम बिल जो है उसको तो पास होना चाहिए।
विभिन्न विषयों पर चर्चा होगी। हम लोगों ने ये कहा, जवाहरलाल नेहरू विश्वविद्यालय, हैदराबाद विश्वविद्यालय और विद्यार्थियों और पत्रकारों और शिक्षकों पर जिस तरह अदालत में मारपीट की गई, वो ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण मसले हैं जिन पर पहले ही चर्चा करनी चाहिए।
And let's go across to our correspondent Vishal Daya for more on this particular story. Vishal, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha finally had to step in because the opposition and the government were not coming to the talking table. Now what can we expect to happen in the House come Tuesday?
Well, you know, the signals which, the indications rather, which are coming in from that all-party meeting clearly show that all the political parties are willing to go ahead and have a smooth running of the parliament, specifically the upper house during the budget session. And given by the statements which the leaders of the political parties have given, it seems the opposition wants a discussion on certain issues, including the JNU Rao, the suicide of an PhD scholar in Hyderabad Central University, and several other issues, including the issue of price rise. And the government is saying that there are a number of legislative, bills which need immediate, passing of those bills from the upper house. So the government is asking for their legislative agenda to be given prominence. The opposition says that they want to have a discussion on these issues and others which might be raised by the opposition members. The kind of middle path which seems to have been attained as of now is that the government is willing to go ahead and have a discussion on all those issues which the opposition wants to discuss, and under which rules all those issues will be discussed. That is something which will be decided during the BAC meeting, that's the Business Advisory Committee meeting. And as far as the opposition is concerned, it has clearly said that all those bills which are important, which are very crucial to the development of several sectors in the nation, all those bills the opposition would be willing to go ahead and discuss. In addition to that, if there is a consensus on any other bill, then the opposition, specifically the main opposition party and the leader of opposition in the House, Ghulam Nabi Azad, clearly said that if there is a consensus on any bill, the opposition and his party, the Congress, would not go against that consensus and will ensure that bills like these get a clearance from the upper house. But having said all this, what remains to be seen is whether or not after 2 days, when after the president's address, when the upper house formally meets on the first day, whether or not this bonhomie which has been witnessed today in that all-party meeting and a few days ago in that meeting of senior leaders of major political parties, which was convened by the Prime Minister himself, whether or not that bonhomie continues on the floor of the House or not, this is something which we will have to wait and watch, and that more or less will also depend upon what lines are being taken by both the government and the opposition parties with respect to all these issues and their political strategy on these issues as well.
All right, Vishal, in fact, what we're learning is on the 24th, the JNU and the Hyderabad University, basically the status of the universities in the country, which have been at the boiling point, that will be discussed. So, and there's, of course, other issues that keep cropping up. So, other than the legislative business and important bills like the GST, which the government would try to push through, there are other things, even for that matter, the Jat agitation, which is taking place as we speak. All this could spill over into the parliament session as well.
Well, yes, quite likely, Ishan. And in fact, as you pointed out, yes, there was an indication after the meeting from the leaders who participated in that meeting that the issue of JNU Rao would be taken up as soon as possible. And whether or not it should happen on 24th or maybe a little later is something which a final decision, a formal final decision will be taken in the BAC. But then apart from that, apart from the timings and dates, yes, it is going to be really important to see as to in which manner the upper house takes up the discussion, under which rule, and when is it going to happen, because immediately after the president address, there is a discussion on the motion of thanks for the president address, which is taken on priority by both houses. So that is something which is going to be taken up as per rules. Under which rule will the JNU Rao, the issue related to the suicide of a PhD scholar in the Hyderabad Central University, the Jat agitation, as you mentioned, and several other issues with respect to price rise and the farmers' plight. All these issues are something which the opposition would want to go ahead and have a freewheeling discussion on. In addition to that, the Congress would also want a discussion on the situation in Arunachal Pradesh, something which could not happen in the previous session. So there are pending issues from the previous session as well, and all these issues are likely to have a lot of say into which way actually this budget session of the upper house will go.
All right, Vishal Deya will keep a track of that session for us. Thanks very much for coming in and helping us understand this. Of course, the important thing is also the union budget and the railway budget that will be presented during this session. And we'll be, of course, analysing that all through next week. But as Vishal was pointing out, Arunachal Pradesh is where the scene of action was last night. And Rebel Congress leader Kaliko Pul took oath as the new chief minister of the state late last night, in fact. However, speculations are rife that the state could see the dissolution of the 60-member assembly, paving the way for early elections in the state.
Capping 2 months of political crisis, dissident Congress leader Kaliko Pul was sworn in as the 9th Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh late on Friday night. Pul is backed by 18 of the 45 Congress MLAs in the 60-member House. 13 opposition MLAs, including 2 independents and 11 BJP MLAs, are supporting him from outside.
नबम टुकी भी हमारे साथ मिलके हम काम करेंगे। हम लीडर से थोड़ा पार्टी बड़ा पार्टी है, छोटा मोटा जो मतभेद होता है, डिफरेंसेस होता है, वो इनर डेमोक्रेसी है, वो हमेशा होता है। स्टेट लेवल में अपना जो पीसीसी लेवल में जो हम लोग ने असेंबली में, सीएलपी में और कैबिनेट में जो रेस किया है, उसको सुनवाई नहीं हुआ है। उसके लिए केवल हम लोग एआईसीसी जो हाई कमांड्स के सामने हम इश्यूज को रखने के लिए गया है।
Former Chief Minister Nabam Tuki, whose petition seeking a floor test to prove his majority was rejected by the Supreme Court. Tuki has written to Governor J.P. Rajkhowa to reinstate him as the Chief Minister since he was the leader of the Congress Legislature Party.
डेमोक्रेटिकली नहीं हुआ है, मेजॉरिटी पार्टी को मौका नहीं दिया है, उसको बुलाना चाहिए था, लेकिन जो पार्टी से ब्रेक अवे पार्टी जो डिसिडेंट ग्रुप को, जो डिस्क्वालीफाइड ग्रुप को बुला के सरकार बनाने दिया, ये तो गैर कानूनी तो है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended best wishes to the new leader today. Meanwhile, the Congress said the party will fight a constitutional battle to regain Arunachal Pradesh.
वो कोर्ट में गए थे, कोर्ट ने भी उनकी किसी भी पहलू को संवैधानिक रूप से सही नहीं माना, कानूनी रूप से सही नहीं माना, और उसके बाद जो है वो जो संवैधानिक प्रक्रिया है, जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोसेस है, उस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोसेस के तहत वहां पर आगे काम हो रहा है।
The formation of a government in Arunachal Pradesh is a sledgehammer blow to federalism. The central government has used the office of the governor in order to create instability.
Pul started his political career in 1995 when he was elected as an MLA from Hayuliang constituency. He is the longest serving finance minister under various chief ministers. A revolt by Congress dissidents led by Pul triggered a political crisis that finally led to the imposition of President's rule on 26th of January. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The news from Haryana, where the quota stir by the Jat community has taken a turn for the worse, with incidents of violence and arson being reported from several districts. As a result, curfew has been extended to 5 towns. The violence continues despite appeals from Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar. The CM appealed to the agitators, saying his government has accepted the demands of the community, which is seeking quota under the OBC category. But the agitators want a written assurance from the government, even as they go on the rampage and destroy public property.
As violence due to the quota stir by the Jat community spread, curfew has been clamped in at least 5 towns, the latest being Sonipat and Gohana. Curfew had already been clamped in Rohtak, Bhiwani and Jhajjar towns.
देखिए रणनीति एक ही है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा समर्थक हमारे ज्यादा से ज्यादा जाट समुदाय के हमारे बच्चे इससे जुड़े और जो हमारे 4 बच्चों का लहू रोडों पे बहा है वो व्यर्थ ना जाए और हम ये या तो आरक्षण मुक्त समाज हो या जाटों को भी उनमें एक सम्मानजनक स्थान मिले।
14 तारीख से लेके अब तक हमने एक ही डिमांड करी है, उससे अलग हमारी कोई डिमांड नहीं है। हमें जाट आरक्षण चाहिए और वो हम हर कीमत पर लेकर रहेंगे। उसके लिए चाहे हमें सरकार से लड़ना पड़े, चाहे किसी से भी लड़ना पड़े, और हम हर सिचुएशन से लड़ने के लिए बिल्कुल तैयार हैं।
अगर हमें आरक्षण नहीं देते तो सबको एक सा कर दे। जो पढ़ रहे बच्चे हैं वो पढ़ाई के मनोबल पर उनको सबको अधिकार मिले। जो पढ़ेंगे वही आगे जाएंगे, चाहे किसी को नहीं हो चाहे हमारे को भी हो। आरक्षण खत्म करो।
Protesters have blocked the NH1 near Nangal village in Sonipat district. Blockades were also put up at least 3 places on NH73. With the state on the boil, Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar held a key meeting with his ministers and top officials to take stock of the situation. Top bureaucrats, including the Chief Secretary and Principal Secretary Home and the State DGP, also attended the meeting.
मैं अपील करना चाहूँगा कि कृपया जो भी हमारी मांग है वो सब हम मानने के लिए तैयार हैं। सरकार ने पहले से भी इन सब विषयों पर अपना मंतव्य जाहिर कर दिया है कि इस आरक्षण में हम जो भी संवैधानिक व्यवस्था अथवा कानून की व्यवस्था अथवा कोर्ट के माध्यम से जितने अवरोध आए हुए हैं उनको सब दूर करने के लिए हम जनता के साथ खड़े हैं।
The Chief Minister's appeal, however, has been in vain as the quota stir continues to be violent. In a fresh incident on Saturday, protesters torched a railway station and several buses in Jind. The army conducted a flag march in several places including Rohtak, Bhiwani, Karnal, Hisar and Jind in a bid to calm the situation.
पूरे स्टेट के हालातों को मद्देनजर रखते हुए हमने पूरा तैयारी कर ली है। हमारे पास सफिशेंट पुलिस फोर्स है, इसके अतिरिक्त हमारे पास स्पेशलाइज्ड कमांडो फोर्स भी है और आर्मी की भी हमारे पास सफिशेंट स्ट्रेंथ है। किसी भी व्यक्ति को कानून अपने हाथ में नहीं लेने दिया जाएगा। कोई भी इस तरीके की घटना होती है जहां हिंसा होती है वहां हम बिल्कुल सख्ती से निपटेंगे और आगे फ्यूचर में किसी तरीके की हिंसा ना हो इसके लिए भी हम पूरी तरह से सतर्क हैं।
State ministers also continued to be targeted by the protesters. A mob today pelted stones at the house of senior Haryana minister O.P. Dhankar. No one was injured in the incident. Dhankar is among the more prominent Jat politicians in the state.
ये बड़ी दुखद और दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना हुई है। मेरा सभी बिरादरी के भाइयों से ये आग्रह है कि आपस में भाईचारा बना के रखें और आंदोलनकारियों से ये मेरा आग्रह है कि कोई भी जान और माल का नुकसान ना करें और सरकार से ये है कि संयम से काम करें और जल्दी से जल्दी इसका निपटारा करें।
अभी अनऑफिशियली हम बातचीत कर रहे हैं आपस में। सबसे पहली बात तो यह किसी तरह से हरियाणा में शांति हो। लोगों से अपील है कि अपने घरों को वापस लौट जाएं। हिंसा किसी भी समस्या का समाधान नहीं। सरकार पूरी तरह से पॉजिटिव है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी पहले आश्वस्त कर चुकी है। सिर्फ तरीका ढूंढा जा रहा है कि तरीका क्या हो आरक्षण देने का। पहले से ये बात है। ये बात आपके द्वारा पहुंचाना चाहते हैं लोगों से। शांति बनाए रखें। निश्चित रूप से मुझे लगता है आरक्षण होगा।
With protesters squatting on railway tracks, rail services have also been severely affected on several routes, including Delhi-Ambala, Delhi-Amritsar, Delhi-Hisar Fazilka and Hisar-Dhuri sections. As many as 37 trains have been cancelled, while 22 have been partially affected. Meanwhile, in Delhi, top union ministers, including Rajnath Singh, Manohar Parrikar, Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj met and reviewed the law and order situation in the state last night. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
They're fearing that the Jat agitation may severely affect water supply in Delhi over the next few days. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has directed the Delhi Jal Board to approach the Supreme Court seeking urgent hearing over the crisis. Delhi's Water Minister Kapil Mishra held an emergency meeting with the DJB officials on Saturday and decided to rationalize water supply till the situation normalizes. Protesters have broken gates of the Munak Canal, due to which water supply will be affected across the national capital. Chief Minister Kejriwal spoke to his Haryana counterpart Manohar Lal Khattar and Home Minister Rajnath Singh to discuss the situation.
पानी की सप्लाई में तो हमारे अभी से कमी आनी शुरू हो गई है। कल रात को कुछ देर के लिए मुनक नहर बंद थी, फिर रात को चालू हुई और देर रात ये खबर आई कि दोबारा बंद है। दूसरी डायरेक्शन से 1000 क्यूसेक पानी छुटवाया गया था, लेकिन उसमें अमोनिया की मात्रा ज्यादा है, जिससे वजीराबाद और चंद्रावल ये दोनों प्लांट हमारे अफेक्टेड हैं। हम लोग 24 घंटे मॉनिटरिंग कर रहे हैं। हमने एक टीम वहां पर भेजी भी हुई है मुनक कैनाल पर देखने के लिए कि किसी तरह से पानी की सप्लाई जल्दी से जल्दी शुरू हो जाए। उसके अलावा केंद्र सरकार से बात की है, हरियाणा के चीफ सेक्रेटरी से बात की है। ये मुनक नहर का पानी नहीं खुलता है तो पानी की सप्लाई प्रभावित होगी बहुत ज्यादा।
The Delhi police has issued lookout notices for 3 JNU students, Umar Khalid, Anirban Bhattacharya and Avasthi. All 3 are alleged to be in part of the protest on the university campus against Parliament attack convict Afzal Guru's hanging on the 9th of February. The police has asked the Foreign Regional Registration Office to alert airport authorities to ensure that they didn't leave the country. Investigators also recorded statements of over a dozen JNU students who were witnesses. The special cell has been roped in for search operations across cities. Time for us to take a short break. That's lots more on the other side. Do stay tuned.
NDA government's third budget. Will it be a path-breaking one? Will it fuel the government's development thrust? Watch the brightest minds dissect budget proposals. 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. on February 29th on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching the news at 6. Now, India and Nepal today signed 9 agreements after delegation-level talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Nepalese counterpart, KP Sharma Oli. Oli said both nations have ironed out misunderstandings that persisted in the last few months.
India signed 9 agreements with Nepal after talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his counterpart KP Sharma Oli. These agreements relate to laying power lines between Muzaffarpur and Nepal, ensuring road connectivity and cooperation on connectivity between Visakhapatnam port and Nepal.
हिमालय की अखंडता तथा गंगा की पवित्रता हमारे सशक्त संबंधों के साक्षी है। सीमाओं के खुले द्वार हमारी जनता के आपसी संबंधों को परिभाषित करते हैं। एक धनी संस्कृति और परंपरा के हम साझे उत्तराधिकारी हैं। नेपाल में शांति, स्थिरता और उसका आर्थिक विकास हमारा साझा उद्देश्य है।
Oli said that the purpose behind his India visit is to remove recent misconceptions over relations between the two countries. Prime Minister Modi has underscored the fact that Nepal needs to take everyone along on its constitution.
दशकों के संघर्ष के उपरांत नेपाल के संविधान की रचना और उसकी घोषणा एक महत्वपूर्ण उपलब्धि है, किंतु इसकी सफलता सहमति और संवाद पर निर्भर है। मुझे विश्वास है आप नेपाल के संविधान से जुड़े सभी मुद्दों का संतोषजनक निवारण कर नेपाल को प्रगति और स्थिरता की राह पर अवश्य ले जाएंगे।
For Nepal, relations with India are important. India is our biggest trade and development partner, largest source of foreign direct investment, and the provider of vital transit facilities.
Oli is due to meet President Pranab Mukherjee, Vice President Hamid Ansari, Home Minister Rajnath Singh and Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. 2 memorandums of understanding of $1 billion each committed to Nepal during the visits of Modi and Swaraj to the Himalayan nation are also likely to be inked during Oli's visit. During his 6-day state visit, Oli will make a trip to Dehradun for a hydropower project and relocation site in Bhuj to take lessons for rehabilitation of those displaced during the 2015 earthquake. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The international news now, and British Prime Minister David Cameron today sealed a deal for special status in the European Union after a marathon summit on Friday. The unanimous agreement came after 2 days of intense negotiations in Brussels, despite European leaders digging in their heels on all major reforms that Cameron sought.
Morning all. Good morning, good morning.
It is a deal. After hours of painstaking negotiations in Brussels, David Cameron has reached an agreement with his European partners to give the UK, as he puts it, a special status in the EU.
Within the last hour, I've negotiated a deal to give the United Kingdom special status inside the European Union.
Before heading home to present the details to his cabinet, the British Premier hailed success over key demands.
The British people must now decide whether to stay in this reformed European Union or to leave. This will be a once-in-a-generation moment to shape the destiny of our country. Now, there will be many passionate arguments made over the months ahead. And this will not be a debate along party political lines.
Among the package of measures that were struck in the New Deal are an emergency brake on migrants' in-work benefits for 4 years when there are exceptional levels of migration. The UK will be able to operate the brake for 7 years. Child benefit for children of EU migrants living overseas will now be paid at a rate based on the cost of living in their home country. The amending of EU treaties to state explicitly that references to the requirement to seek ever closer union do not apply to the United Kingdom, meaning Britain can never be forced into political integration. The ability for the UK to enact an emergency safeguard to protect the City of London, to stop UK firms being forced to relocate into Europe, and to ensure British businesses do not face discrimination for being outside the Eurozone. EU's top figures Donald Tusk and Jean-Claude Juncker presented its 28 leaders with draft proposals after hours of painstaking face-to-face talks.
We have just achieved a deal which strengthens Britain's special status in the European Union. It is a legally binding and irreversible decision by all 28 leaders. The settlement addresses all of Prime Minister Cameron's concerns without compromising our fundamental values.
No country has ever voted to leave the Union, and many leaders said they felt they were at a historic turning point for European integration.
Wir glauben, dass wir damit David Cameron ein Paket an die Hand gegeben haben, mit dem er in Großbritannien werben kann für einen Verbleib Großbritanniens in der Europäischen Union. Genau an diesem Ziel hat er keinen Zweifel gelassen.
Now the big question in the coming months will be whether the British Prime Minister can convince voters that after this deal, EU membership will be worth it. This may well be the bigger task for Cameron than the agreement at the summit. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, Saturday brings two U.S. presidential contests. The Democrats will caucus in Nevada, while Republicans will go to the polls for the primary in South Carolina. In the Nevada caucuses, Hillary Clinton will be trying to avoid another humiliating loss when she goes up against Bernie Sanders, while Donald Trump looks to cement his GOP frontrunner status in the South Carolina primary. Time now for all the action from the world of sports in SportsBeat. Indian men's shuttlers continued their impressive run in the Badminton Asia Team Championship as the hosts booked a semi-final berth with a hard-fought 3-2 win over former champions Malaysia. With this victory, the Indian men's team has qualified for the Thomas Cup to be played in May this year. However, the women's team bowed out after a 0-3 loss to Korea. New Zealand skipper Brendan McCullum smashed the fastest ever Test century in his final international match. McCullum hit 100 in just 54 balls on day one of the second Test match between Australia and New Zealand at Christchurch, marking his record. Mahesh Bhupathi and Yuki Bambri, playing for the first time together as a team, stormed into the men's doubles final of the Delhi Open. Bhupathi and Yuki hardly broke a sweat in their 6-1, 6-3 victory over the pair of Jimmy Wang of Chinese Taipei and Jie Zhang of China in the semi-finals. Bhupathi and Yuki will face another Indian pair of Saket Mainini and Sanam Singh in the summit clash. Austria's Dominic Thiem upset Spain's David Ferrer to enter the semi-finals of the Rio Open on Friday. World number 5 Thiem won over world number 2 Ferrer 6-3, 6-2. The 22-year-old Austrian won the Buenos Aires title last week, beating Nadal in the semi-finals and Nicolas Almagro in the final, making him the youngest player in the ATP's top 20 rankings. England missed a run out of the final ball as South Africa won the first T20 International by 3 wickets in Cape Town. England made only 134 runs despite being well set after 6 overs. The hosts needed 15 runs from the final over and 2 of the last delivery. The defeat was England's 4th in a row following the 3-2 reverse in the one-day series, but only their first loss in 7 T20 internationals. Well, that's it from us. Goodbye.